I'm Mark Delaney, Vice President Industry Strategy here at FourKites, and I'm joined by Tom Bianculli, Chief Technology Officer at Zebra Technologies. Want to talk a little bit about some of the cooperation partnership between our two organizations. One of the things I think is sort of unique about our relationship, Tom, is there's sort of three components to the relationship, right? There's Zebra as the investor. Zebra has a strategic relationship in FourKites and has for some time. There's Zebra as the supply chain customer, right? So you guys ingest a lot of our supply chain data to help keep your customers happy. And then there's Zebra as the partner, right? So we literally go to market together, we do joint marketing together, and we have this, exciting integration with Reflexis that we want to talk about a little bit. That is really, from a go-to-market standpoint, makes a lot of sense for our mutual customers. So I don't know if you want to comment.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been just an awesome journey. We, I think we started out on the first leg of that stool as leveraging the venture capital investment arm at Zebra when we were really thinking about our strategy and realizing that the future of enabling agile, nimble supply chains, which is what, a lot of what you guys are all about, FourKites is all about, is being able to leverage data at the edge to help our customers make better decisions. And, we took a look at the landscape and like we do with our whole venture portfolio and zeroed in on FourKites being one of those sensor visibility companies that's really getting real-time over the road, over the air, over the sea, over the rail information that can be used to make the supply chain more effective.
Well, what I love about the Zebra Reflexis integration is it's a super, super simple use case, but it's so elegant from a customer sort of, impact standpoint, right? Because if you think about it, I forget the number, I think we were talking about it before, 86% or something like that, right? Either arrive late or early. And if you think about it, both of those are equally disruptive, right? Because if you're a store who's only got 2 dock doors or something like that, and a truck arrives 2 hours early, that's just as bad as arriving 2 hours late because those dock doors are tied up with other deliveries and things like that. And what's impactful is with this ongoing labor shortage that we're dealing with, having folks standing around for a truck that's not going to show up for 3 or 4 hours, total waste of time, right? Total waste of, and it actually leads to a less enjoyable customer experience, but also a less enjoyable employee experience because you're not making the best use of your time, right? So the fact that we can port our predictive ETAs into the Reflexis application so that store manager, receiver, DC manager, whatever he or she may be, can now see, hey, okay, I got a shipment that's going to arrive 4 hours late, so let me repurpose the labor that I have existing in the store or in the DC so that I can now make better use of that labor because it's so hard to get and getting so expensive, right?
It really is. I mean, I don't think any of us see the labor challenge is getting better. If anything, they're becoming more challenging. So, our customers across all our verticals, but certainly in retail, are looking at how do they optimize that white space? How do they make more deterministic schedules? And then we just think about scale of operation. So, if you've got hundreds of stores or 1,000+ stores, each one of those inefficiencies at every one of those locations just gets magnified, and it's just not really sustainable.
I think we've all sort of suffered from the Amazon effect, right? We all just assume that everything has to come within 24 to 48 hours. So if you think about what we're doing from the dynamic ETA standpoint, what you're doing with technology in employees' hands and things like that, it's a perfect marriage, right? Because it's actually better data, right, arriving at the edge in time for those people to take some action upon, right? So that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think when we looked at kind of the set of these investments and the value drivers, what became pretty apparent, particularly in retail, right? I mean, the largest operating expense for a retailer by a pretty long shot is labor, right? So it's the largest operating expense, and the largest capital expense is inventory. And if you think about the way labor gets work done or executes, and the way labor is planned, they're super siloed systems. So you have planning systems, and you have things like workforce management for labor planning, and then you have things like task management for execution. And we think the future, if you think about an on-demand world, like you were just describing, where I can get what I want, when I want, how I want it delivered, and we think about reducing the manual orchestration of workflows and making that more automatic, it stands to reason that planning systems and execution systems need to merge. They need to become one virtuous cycle of, I'm planning moment to moment, but I'm executing that plan moment to moment, and then I'm planning again. So it can become streaming orchestration, right, as opposed to a 2-week plan that's static for 12 days before it gets replanned again. And so that becomes kind of a streaming operation. But similarly, on the inventory side, it's the same thing. We see the opportunity to take execution systems like workflow that delivers replenishment to a shelf and understanding what's literally on the shelf using a camera or a robot or a handheld device and connecting that with planning systems like demand planning and demand forecasting systems. So we acquired a company called Antuit.ai that does demand planning and demand forecasting. And I think, Mark, right, we're seeing this as, in addition to the Reflexis integration, we see this demand planning, demand forecasting data exchange as an opportunity between FourKites and Zebra as well.